Hey YouTube, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you all had a nice weekend wherever you are in the world. I tell you what, I'm happy. We saw sun on Saturday and Sunday and it is sunny right now as I'm making this on Monday morning, and after all the rain we've had, that has just been something I'm grateful for. But anyhow, today I just want to talk about my main reason for a raw vegan diet. And let's just jump straight into it. And let me just say, I think I need to do this again. I go through it every once in a while where I need to throw it in a number of videos in a row just to reestablish. People always like kind of, oh, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. I'm not fully raw vegan. I've never been caught up in that label. I've never been about that raw is law thing. And no, it's not a change. Like every once in a while I'll mention something about cooked food and there's somebody, I guess, who hasn't watched long enough or just didn't watch a particular video, but I say it over and over and over again. Never has been my focus. In fact, I remember where I first started making videos. It was this little house I had at the beach in Jaco, Costa Rica. And I remember even saying back then, even though I was eating all raw when I was living at the beach, that I never cared about being fully raw. So that's just clarification. I don't like to waste people's time, and I'm just matter of fact about things. If your raw is law and that's your religion, that's your everything, find people that you line up with. There's a lot of creators out there that are all about that thing, but me, I'm going to keep doing me. Yeah, the main reason that I do this raw vegan diet, and it's almost like it's not the sole reason, but it's by far the main reason, is because of digestion, and I've talked about that before. You know, I actually cringe. I never had really bad digestion as a kid. You know, growing up, we didn't eat great food. You know, parents just didn't know better at the time growing up in the 70s. And I always kind of had a funky stomach. I didn't have anything proper like irritable bowel syndrome or whatever. But I had the normal things. And then I went through my life and I would say I'm not going to lie, I had pretty good digestion always for somebody, even when I wasn't eating this lifestyle. But like everybody else, you'd eat something wrong and you'd just be like, I remember using the term, oh, I've got a funky stomach, or I don't know what I ate. Now, if I were to get sick, I'm like, well, that's weird because I know exactly what I ate. This doesn't make me sick, so why is it doing that? So, I mean, just little things. And, you know, me being a heavy drinker throughout the years, I ate a lot of garbage. So I woke up to a lot of heartburn. I woke up to a lot of indigestion. I woke up to a lot of loose stomach where you go to the bathroom too much. Every once in a while, I'd eat, you know, really bad, and I wouldn't go on a regular basis, but most of all, I still was better than the average person eating a standard American diet. But as soon as I changed to this lifestyle, it just changed. Now, it did take me a while to where it kind of settled in and what have you. And a lot of people, just whatever they do in life, when they try something new, they don't really give it a fair amount of time. You've got to give most things an amount of time. You're not going to just like start eating something tomorrow and your body's going to change overnight. It's going to take it a little bit of time. And people are constantly talking about when they start eating like this, that they're bloated or this or that is not working when it comes to their digestion. And a lot of that is because if you're coming from the standard American diet, chances are you're eating way more fiber than you've ever had in your life. So a lot of times it's going to take it's going to take your stomach, your colon, all that kind of stuff a while to get used to it and start processing that. The one thing I say is and this is for people that are extra. Like, I'm not an expert on any of this stuff. So if you're really struggling, I can give you practical tips and I can say, okay, this is what I would do. If I was having this is the first thing I would do. If that didn't take care of it, I would do this. That's all it is. So like I say, you're getting advice on digestion from somebody that's got good digestion. And what I mean by good digestion, another thing I mean by good digestion is not just feeling good all the time, lack of heartburn, lack of indigestion, lack of constipation, lack of diarrhea. It's also it makes it more convenient when you're regular like that. Now, I'm not one of those people, I don't get into graphic bathroom talk, but let's just say that I am regular. I generally go a couple of times a day. And And I generally, there's a pattern. Like I drink or eat something in the morning, and about a certain time, I tend to go. So if you're traveling, nothing sucks like being in an airport, being in a car, and having that funky stomach, or like not knowing, just popping up. I mean, I know people that eat a standard American diet that you can be taught, like I've had this happen before. You're talking in that one of your buddies in the afternoon, and you're talking, he's like, oh wait, I gotta go I gotta go poop or something. I'm like, in the afternoon at 4 o'clock, just randomly. So anyhow, like I say, it's very convenient for me. It's very comfortable for me. And I've mentioned before, I am not a good sick person. Anytime I have anything wrong with me, feeling bad, whatever, I'm the biggest baby in the world. You don't want to take care of me if I'm the patient. For people that out there, and there's always going to be a subgroup of people that according to them, nothing works. Well, I'm eating this, but I'm bloated. I'm eating this, but this isn't working. I'm eating this. Well, then first step, like I said, this is my progression. My first advice would be to go to Google, search raw vegan food combining chart. You're going to see a bunch of different ones come up. Some will have some like small differences, but they'll mostly tell you the same thing. When you eat this kind of stuff, don't eat this. Me, I follow good fruit combining. Good food combining. I'm not fanatic about it because I don't have to be fanatic about it. Kind of one thing is like sometimes I'll make my nice cream. You don't technically mix fat with fruit, but I put a little almond butter in it from time to time. So you just kind of have to find your groove and what will work for you. Now, if you're really having a problem with it, you might want to find one of those food combining charts and go really perfect until you have your digestion down. But once again, never obsess over trying to be perfect at anything. And then my next thing would be, if you can't just you've spent a little bit of time eating like this to let your system get used to it. You've still tried proper food combining and you're still having problem with your digestion. Well, then you've really got to dive into gut health. And that's why I'm always recommending Fiber Fueled by Dr. Will Bulsiewicz. Now, for people that want to be fully raw, that like the people that'll nitpick everything and have to be very literal about everything will tell you, well, he's not raw, or he'll do this, or I don't like he does this. You don't have to follow somebody's every word. It's not black and white, all or nothing. You don't have to be like, it's not like you have to personally invest in every word somebody says to be able to get some use out of it. If you want to stay fully raw, read Fiber Fueled, take the principles of it, which is mostly diversity and certain things we need in our stomach, and follow it in a raw way. But if you're having problem with your digestion, if you're having problem with bloating, and you haven't read this book or seen some really looked into gut health, then you're just spinning your wheels and you're wasting people's time because you're not doing what you need to do to get there. Now, when it gets into different, if you're somebody that is dealing with, say, Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis or something like that, that's a different protocol, and don't fall into that. If you do have something like that, I would try to find somebody first that has dealt with that and then has it under control, because there's a lot of bad advice when it comes to things like that out there. When you're dealing with Crohn's and colitis, there's inflammation. It's not just simply a rumbly tummy or whatever. And it's not enough just to tell you, oh, just eat fruit or just to eat this or that. There's certain protocols for kind of healing the colon when you have this kind of stuff. So if you're struggling with anything, but I'm telling you, that is my number one book recommendation. Somebody sent me an email a few weeks ago, and I laid it out for them. I think they were probably looking for some prolific raw book, but I said, if you're buying one book, this is it. And then just like I say, learn how to take that information and use it how you see fit. If you want to be raw, be raw. But anyhow, that's the main reason I do it. There's a lot of other benefits out of it, but even if that was the only one, that might be worth it for me, because like I say, I do not like a bad stomach. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, Have a beautiful week, and I will most likely see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.